So one of the reasons why the wardrobe edit is absolutely one of my most popular services actually is there are many aspects to it. I think what happens with most of us, myself included, is we know that that top, that skirt, or that top, that pants, that jacket, whatever, we know those particular outfits work and work really well. So we go back into default gravitating towards those so we don't have to think about it. And I have done wardrobe edits even on fashion designer friends of mine. And what it enables is someone who's removed, and look, one of my superpowers is creative lateral thinking. And I can then come in and go, you know what, could you try on this, this, and this? And I've had women say, I would never have put it together. Okay, do you mind? Let's try it on. Let's give it a go. And it's a way of getting more mileage out of what you already own. Let's turn things on their head a little bit, because often it's a way of really enhancing what you've got and broadening our view, our minds and our thoughts, and challenging that. And so far that we haven't bought any new clothes with that. The other aspect that I always do, which is I feel an important aspect, is I will usually bring pins and things along. So sometimes it's a case of, you know what, if that jacket, if we take it in a bit or give it a bit more shape or shorten it, or a skirt, you know, we shorten the length and get it to finish at a more flattering point on your leg, it's worth having those alterations done and tweaking it and really making those pieces work harder for you, you know. So for some women that they can sew and do those alterations, fantastic. If you can't, I can recommend someone who hopefully is sort of near you and you know, we can find a solution there to help you with that. And so putting a small amount of money into the pieces you currently own, often that is worth doing. And, you know, when we think of longevity for fashion, you know, making conscious choices and good decisions, to me, that is the money well spent. I talk about in one of my videos with a jacket that I had, it's a silk velvet jacket that I bought. Oh, look, it was a sample. I bought it, it could be 15 years ago. Like, I love it still. And I just keep relining it continually. So cost per wear, that paid for itself a million years ago. So it's looking at some of those things. Now, the next step, what it helps me do is, I will ask you to try things on, so I can see how they fit on you. It helps determine, I usually sit there and take heaps of notes and photos of you in your pieces, which are just for you and me, you know, it's private, but it's visual, so you can see. And then we're able to make a list, and so I can say, look, you know, I think that you're missing, we need some core basics here, and I'd love to inject more colour, perhaps, whatever your story is. So let's look at colour palettes, whether you're, you know, more of a contrast tones or more soft and muted colours, or, you know, whichever way works for you. It's all tailored for you, right? And maybe what's needed, maybe you've got too many basics and we need to inject personality and creativity and fun amongst some of your more basics. And, you know, maybe that is a way, like a big area I do find is, especially if you've left more traditional corporate kind of roles where you were in suits and things, I call it like fashion jackets and fashion, not suiting, but jackets and pieces, so that you're injecting, you know, a serious business owner or woman in business, but with a twist, with personality and sense of style, and, you know, you're still taken seriously, but not in that traditional, you don't need to be in that traditional kind of look anymore. So that is the purpose of a wardrobe edit. There are many dimensions to it. And we do make a selection in there of what I would recommend that you let go of. You know, are you someone who has almost 3 wardrobes of different sizes for your body? You know, like, we can have a talk about that. Yeah. So that, you know, there's no pressure to get rid of things, but I think keeping things in your wardrobe for one day when I lose weight, or I do this or I do that, is that a positive thing for you? Is it a constant reminder that makes you feel like you're failing? Because I don't think that's useful. You know, is it better that you, like, and you just don't want to get rid of that item? Is it better that you take it out of the general view and you put it somewhere else? Perhaps that's the solution for the time being. But I think we've got to, you know, so much is tied to confidence, self-worth, and self-expression. So let's build that up. Let's support ourselves in that way. And, you know, the real estate of your wardrobe is every item in there is working hard for its space. So that is my view of the purpose behind a wardrobe edit. It is something I do, especially with my regular ladies. We do it quite regularly, seasonally, and, you know, make our wardrobes work for us.